In this video, I'll walk you through 5 steps that you need to know before making your next move to Miami or in Miami. And stick around for the bonus tip at the end because it could save you 1, money, 2, time. The first and most important step of moving anywhere, especially in Miami, is setting a realistic budget. Miami's rental market is incredibly diverse. We have, single family homes, condos, townhomes, you name it. And also the neighborhoods, they're very hyper local. So in each different neighborhood, you can go to Brickell. It's going to be very energetic, we can say, or you can go to a more suburban neighborhood and it's going to be a single family home or townhome, and it's going to be much more quiet, more rural, probably have really good schools. So it's really important to understand what budget you're looking for and go from there. On average in Miami, for a 1-bedroom apartment, you can expect to pay around $2,500 per month. And if you're looking for a single family home, for instance, we just rented a single family home from a wonderful couple from Texas. They're paying around $5,500 per month in Coral Gables. One thing to understand with budgeting and to keep in mind is that all the landlords and all the buildings, they're all going to be different. But for the most part, they will ask for the same thing. It's going to be a security deposit, the first month and the last month up front. So if you're looking to rent a place, it's $3,000 a month. You're going to need to have at least $9,000 on hand to move in. Now, there are ways to break this up to make it easier for you. However, let's just stick to the main facts in this video. And if always, you can reach out to me or let me know in the comments and I'll be sure to reply. And let's not forget additional expenses. For instance, you're going to have to pay utilities, definitely electric. Another thing that if you're living in a single family home, you might have to pay for lawn care, maybe extermination of the exterior and the interior. And it really just depends. If you're in a condo, you might have to pay for water as opposed to a single family home where you don't have to pay for water. So it really depends again where you're going to rent and what the expenses are going to be. Now that we got the budget out of the way, let's talk about the types of homes that you can find here in Miami. If you're new to Miami and you really gravitate towards the energy of an urban core, with all there is to do and a bit of walkability, you might prefer neighborhoods like Brickell, Edgewater, and downtown. These areas are filled with mid and high-rise condominiums that offer luxury amenities like co-working spaces, rooftop pools, and services. If you prefer something more low-key, laid back, you might want to gravitate towards Coconut Grove, Coral Gables, or Doral. These areas offer more privacy, often with single-family homes and townhomes that have either a gate or an outdoor space that you can enjoy. In Miami, you're going to be from 10 to 30 minutes from the beach anyways, so it's really all about what the budget is and the location and amenities that you're looking for so we can find you the right space. If you're currently living in Miami or you visited Miami before, let me know in the comments below what your favorite city is. Now that we've went over the budget, we've understood what type of homes are available, you'll want to know the difference between landlord, private owner, and rental community. Here in Miami, we actually have all three. We have landlords, private owners, we have property managers, we have rental communities. So it's really important for you to understand what you're getting yourself into. That way, if there is an issue that arises, you can make sure you have the issue resolved as fast as possible. So if you rent directly from the owner, you're obviously going to have a landlord and the owner is going to be the landlord. Here in Miami, it's important to understand that landlords, because Miami is a very investor-friendly city, a lot of landlords, they don't live in Miami. They live outside of Miami in a different state and oftentimes in a different country. So you want to set up a time or a cadence that where if you have an issue, the landlord is going to be able to reach out back to you and understand what the problem is and get it resolved for you in a reasonable amount of time. On the other hand, the landlord may own multiple rental properties, so therefore he might have a property manager who takes care of all the properties, which is going to be even better. So I would say this is the next step. Find a home or apartment that has a property manager. That way, if you have an issue, the property manager is most likely going to be available, maybe not 24 hours a day, but they will be on call in certain instances. Maybe the property manager won't be available 24 hours a day, but at least you know that there is someone local. And if you do have an issue, you go straight to this person and then they will get it resolved because oftentimes they already have a list of processes and systems to where, okay, if it's this much money, they can resolve it for you. If it's a bigger issue, maybe they got to wait for an approval by the landlord, but at least you can have the reassurance of having someone local to address the problem almost not instantly, but pretty fast. On the other hand, is if you're renting from a large rental community, they're definitely going to have a property manager. So the property manager does have a team. And if you have an issue, they're going to be able to take care of the issue more effectively and with a procedure. That way, say there's a leak, they may come the same day. I've had them come within an hour to fix a leak, and it's really a better experience for you. So here, think about what relationship and living situation suits your needs. Do you want to live in a rental community that has everything that you need? You don't need to go anywhere and they can adjust something for you very fast. Or do you want to live in a single family home with a landlord who's out of town and maybe the experience isn't going to be so wonderful? So that's just something for you to decide and go from there. Now let's talk fees. In addition to your rent, there are going to be a few more additional costs that you need to be aware of before you sign your lease. Mostly everyone here in Miami will charge you an application fee, and this can range from $50 to $150 per applicant. This covers the cost of a background check, a credit check, and processing your application. So this next one I've only seen predominantly in Brickell, and it's at the building will require you to pay the equivalent of 1 month's rent for the common area security deposit. So therefore, if you're renting an apartment at $3,000, you're already spending $9,000. So you need to bring an additional $3,000, which is $12,000 total at move-in before you can move into your place. And sometimes you can handle this a different way. So if you're curious about that, reach out to me and I'll share the ideas with you. When it comes to rental buildings, most of them are the same, but there are some buildings that will charge you every single fee imaginable. You're going to have renter's insurance. You're going to pay for water. You're going to pay for all the utilities. You might have to pay for an amenity fee. You're going to pay for parking unless you're having a small apartment that has street parking that's for free. And the list goes on. What you want to do is you want to ask each building that you see, or you want to ask the real estate agent that you're working with, hey, what expenses and fees do I need to pay in addition to my monthly rent? And let's not forget utilities. Of course, we're going to have to pay for electricity, you're going to have to pay for water, and you're going to have to pay for internet. Other fees, maybe pet fees or additional deposits. For instance, we just moved one client from Texas to Coral Gables, and so the owner, landlord, wanted an additional security deposit just to protect the wood flooring because the previous tenant, their dog scratched up the wood flooring. The next big question to ask yourself is how flexible are you with your move-in date and how soon do you need to move in? Because if you're looking to go with a single family homes, you can go pretty fast, probably 7 to 10 days. And of course, if you need to extend it, it's all negotiable again. We've extended it to 60 days move-in, which was no problem. Other times, if it's a condominium, condominiums often have a 30-day approval process. So that's once you submit everything, they have everything, they receive everything all at once, then they begin the 30-day process. And for rental buildings, it can be as fast as 5 to 7 days, and you can move in the next week or the next day. So if something happened, maybe you had an unforeseen circumstance that you needed to move in quick, I would say definitely go with a single family home or a rental building or rental community because those are going to get you to move fastest. Whereas opposed to if you have time, 30 days or longer, I would say if you're looking for a condominium, find the condominium, have everything ready. We can give you a checklist if you like. You will submit your application to the association and they will begin their process. So for the bonus tip, obviously I'm a real estate agent, so I'm going to suggest you that you work with a real estate agent. I really suggest that you find a real estate agent that you would love to work with because not only can they save you time, they understand the market, they understand what locations that you're looking for. For instance, we have clients come from the West Coast or even from the Northeast and they're like, hey, where do we move? And obviously when we have this consultation with you, we have questions and we understand what it is that you're looking for. And our gut feeling is usually what the client ends up moving to, even though they want to see 30 properties. So again, have a real estate agent that really understands what you're looking for. They listen intently. They have good reviews. And at the same time, there are real estate agents out there who can get you off-market deals. And instead of paying 4 months of rent or 3 months of rent, they could find you a place that maybe has first month, last month, and a $500 security deposit. So how good would that be? That's the bonus tip is find a real estate agent, ask them if they do off-market deals. And if they don't, find a different one. And if you're looking for a real estate agent, obviously, if you're looking to move in or to Miami, I would love to work with you. You can apply at the link in my bio. Also, at the same time, if you're looking to move outside of Miami or maybe Fort Lauderdale or even in a different state, reach out to me and I may be able to suggest somebody who can help you. If this is your first time visiting this channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living in Miami, feel free to subscribe below. Tap the bell. That way you're the first one to receive notifications on what's happening here in Miami, Florida. My name is Anthony Spitaleri with Living in Miami. We get calls and emails every single day from people just like you who are looking for help on making their move to Miami, and we love it. Whether you're looking to move in 9 days or 90 days, feel free to give us a call, shoot us a text, or even send us an email. All of my information is in the description below, so we can help you make a smooth move to Miami, Florida. And with that, I'm Anthony Spitaleri with Living in Miami, and we'll see you on the next one.